I have seen a few people saying, you know, well, what about Eddie's lift? What about what happened with his deadlift? He apparently had his own bar, his own kit. What do you say to that? Because there's a lot of people saying things like that now. I think Thor's fans are coming after you now.
Yeah. So what? I'm using my own bar and kit.
That's what I've seen a few people say, and that the whole day was around you, and that, you know, basically allowances were made, and it was all about you, and you had your own bar.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can answer that. That's not a problem. I mean, the bar was the same bar that Darren had. The reason I had the bar in advance, and it wasn't the actual bar I used on the day. Darren Sadler brought 2 bars, and I can't remember how exactly it happened, but I believe we were building up to this contest. And there was a Ohio Oki bar or something like it. It was a Ronnie Crane or something like that, Oki bar deadlift being used. Andy Bolton had used this bar for his deadlift attempt, I'd heard in the past. So had Benny Magnuson. So I got one of these bars. I acquired one of these bars because I knew it was going to be used on the day. And I trained on the same bar that was used on the day. I'm not going to deny that. But the bar that was used on the day was then swapped. I took the bar home that was used on the day, and Darren kept the one that was, you know, used in the gym. But there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Benny Magnuson trained on that same bar because he trained in Darren Sadler's gym. Darren Sadler, just to bring you up to date, was the promoter, the guy who held this event. He got all the equipment. And I think in 2015, when I pulled the world record 463, I believe, just from memory, I believe that the last lift, I had to ask for a wooden platform to be put down because the platform was just so badly damaged and the mats were wrong. So the mats were lined the wrong way. So basically, these Alico plates are so solid and sort of crisp. If you've got a ridge in the mats, it doesn't roll very well. So I said we had to put this board down in 2015 for me to get the bar to roll and do the deadlift attempt. And then in 2016, I remember it was about 2 weeks before the show, I rung Darren up and I said, are you using the same platform? He says, yeah. I said, okay, would you mind if I brought 2 of my own mats just to put down, just so the deadlift rolls nice, because I don't want these horrible ridges in the platform that he had last year. And he said, yeah, no problem. And all it was 2 rubber mats. And you can go and look back on my training footage when I was training in the gym. I trained on the floor. I didn't even have a platform. And all I did was put 2 rubber mats down on the floor, and that's what I deadlifted off, and that's what I had delivered on the day to make sure the deadlift was rollable, because you've got to envision if these lines were stopping the deadlift from rolling and it's affecting people's deadlifting, you know, we want the best chance to people to give the best weights. So those are the only 2 things I can think of. Is I did use the same bar that was used on the day because Darren Sadler had the same bar, and I took mats with me that sort of on top of the platform. And that's about all I can say. They were his plates, so they were Alico competition plates. They were his collars. And obviously the platform itself was his. You know, all the underboard and everything, all the surrounding and the knitting in and how it was made, that was all his. So there's nothing really there that can be sort of give me an advantage as such.